Welcome to Northwest Sessions on KCLX LP Maryville and KNWT Channel 8. I'm your host, Mary Grace Rice, and I am here with Abram today.
That's good.
So, Abram, tell me what your genre is. What kind of music you play, what kind of instruments?
Okay, so my genre would be multiple things. So it would be hip-hop, electronic, I guess gospel is in the chord progressions, then... Yeah, that would be that would be it. The instruments I play would be piano, bass, drums, guitar, and organ. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Wow, so you're all over the place.
Yeah.
So, was bass guitar your first instrument you picked up?
Yeah, bass guitar was the first one I picked up at 5, then...
Was that when you first started then?
Yes,
when you got started in music? Tell me more about that.
So, my sister came out of the womb singing, really well, and I was just a little... nerdy kid with, little glasses and whatnot, and I couldn't sing that well, so my parents were like, yo, you gotta do something, so.
Were they always, musically inclined?
My dad, he's in the middle, he can sing, he can hold a note. My mother's side of the family is, really extensive, and everybody plays everything, so I had to sort of fulfill that.
So she got you started early?
Yeah, and they just got me the bass, and it was practice, and that was really about it. So
why do you make music?
Okay, why I make music? Yeah. I think it's just for me it's really enjoyable, just to see the process, and sometimes if I make a song and I don't listen to it for a week, I'm like, how did I make that? So it's where there's a melody comes in my head, or I hear a lick or something like that, and also I just take in life experiences and try to put that out sonically. So it's really just to put out my emotions in a healthy way. I think that's what.
Yeah. No, I get that. How do you normally make music? What's that process like?
Oh dang.
Because I saw you had your beats, and then you were slapping that bass guitar. So
Yeah.
like, how do you put that all together?
Okay. So I'm really weird, and I'll go through like YouTube playlists of just like old music of just like anything, and sometimes like a song will have a lyric, like a small portion of like lyrics or whatever, and I'll just chop that out. So the song I just did, like the Having You There Made a Difference, that was like a slow 70s song, and it was just like a small, like 5 seconds of that song, and the only thing I did was cut it out, and I pitched it up, and I just added like some chords behind it, and then there's a song called Crush on You by Lil' Kim, and I added that underneath it because I made it to where it's in the same key, and I'm like really theoretical as in like music, so how keys relate to one another and how like the cohesiveness of it. So yeah, like I really just like sit down and think and maybe write it out for like 3 or 4 hours.
That's really interesting. So like, how long does that normally take you?
Sometimes they'll take me 2 hours, then sometimes they'll take me like a week. Like, I just believe like, even though like I can't sing and I'm not singing into a mic, I believe that a song, even if it's instrumental, can still have a story. Like,
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree with that wholeheartedly.
so I believe like a sample can speak for itself. So Having You There Made a Difference. I connected with that in some way, and I can stretch that out to a 2 or 3 minute song and sort of take you on that journey. And whatever journey you find in that song is what you find. But yeah.
So sweet. Well, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back, and Abram's going to play some more great music.
Go to work, mop the floors every single day, and then I do it some more cause I'm broke. Never broke my soul, no matter what I'm whipping while I'm on the road. Cause that BMW is gonna look real clean when I park it on the beach. Ups to the girls who left me down, cause now I got a new boo with a cent on our feet, that's platinum. Thankful for things that didn't work out, cause this never would have happened. Photos so good, they don't need a caption. Working hard now for future relaxing while basking in baskets of basketball, blasting my beats through the speakers like magic. Told me you had to be patient, work hard and believe it's gonna happen. Zip while I'm dipping along, and then I take that trip, cause it is the fall, and then I eat that nick, cause I'm spitting this far, be mine just like a chip while I'm monkey around with these bars, and I whip no out of the car, and I dump those clips in a memory car. Chicks wanna kiss, I'm not on the phone, slept on me, now you wake up alone, but you still hit snooze. Why is it all of a sudden you not wanna cruise? Turn on my window so I do not have to see you, I moved out of the city to switch on my views. Apologies keep me amused, saying you should've picked me, I'm who you should've choose. You did not see all the clues, call me the P cause I'm not number 2.
Welcome back to Northwest Sessions. So Abram, I'm curious as to if you have any favorite music experiences or like concerts you've been to. Like, are you a big concert goer?
Not really. I've been like a Chance the Rapper concert, but I stood the whole time, so my
I feel
feet
like
were-
I feel like you like I was gonna ask if you were in a Chance because he has like such a like one of his biggest influences is like gospel and stuff
Yeah,
too. So I figured
yeah.
you'd be like into that. But so you don't have like any favorite music experiences that like stand out? Or like performing. Have you ever performed in front of an audience before?
Yeah. So there were like a couple artists back in Kansas City that I like work with.
Okay.
I've gotten a chance to play at a couple venues. So I think my favorite one would probably be a couple weeks ago. They have this local version of American Idol. So where I played with some local musicians and we were like the house band. So that's really what we did, and we played all the songs, and it was actually really sick. So yeah.
That sounds sweet. So like, what's that experience like playing like in front of a live audience versus just in your studio or at home or whatever you do?
Yeah. Facial expressions. That's definitely because like someone could be digging the music, but they can have a straight face the whole entire time. So especially like when you plan and you see that. I get
That can
stuck on
psych
that.
you out,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh dang, I guess I'm doing something wrong.
But they might really be enjoying it.
So yeah, it's really just that. Like sometimes I have like nerves before, but that's even if I'm over prepared, I'll still have nerves about it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I forgot to mention that you're a student at Northwest.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything with your music with Northwest?
Yeah, I played with gospel choir.
Okay.
So I was like the music director for gospel choir.
Wow, that's sweet. How was that experience like?
It was a good experience. It made me step out of my comfort zone because I was like really their only musician. So it was really just a keyboard and a bass, and I would have to make backing tracks for them.
Yeah.
To where they could be able to sing, and if I wasn't there, they could still use that track. But like I would play live with it and exit out keys so I can play keys on it, or exit out bass so I can play bass on it. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, is music anything that, is this something that you would want to make a career out of if you could? Or is this more of just like a for fun hobby type thing?
I would definitely like to make this into like a career. I've been looking at like different ways to which I could do that. So, but looking into creative houses, so production companies, because as in with video, I believe that companies also need music. So I feel like a company could, have personalized music, and that's when I could come in. So if I could like grow as an artist by myself, then that would be dope as well, doing different shows or whatnot. But just sort of not putting myself in a box. So
Yeah. Once again, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with more great music.
What did he say? He said, quiet! Now, remember, this is a mood piece. This is a mood piece. This is a mood
Welcome back to Northwest Sessions. So I know when you're first starting to make music, it can be a struggle, and I'm sure you've gone through a lot of struggles just when it comes to coming up with ideas, producing music, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So what are some of those like struggles that, or like hardships that you've had to face when making music or performing music, and like how did you get through that?
I think my big concern was my confidence level, even just like the whole like self-esteem thing, like that just transferred over to my music because I wasn't comfortable with myself. So until I got like comfortable with myself, I'm still like growing in that aspect, but
Right.
I see like I didn't do as much when I first started putting music out. I sort of did what everybody else was doing because I didn't want to, get that like, no, that sounds weird, or no, that sucks. So it was more just being in tune with myself and putting that through my music to where I would be able to grow or whatnot.
Yeah, and like now you have your own sound. You don't sound like, anybody else, and that's just a part of like being true to yourself.
Yeah.
And like I can hear that in your music, like when your personality like shines through what you're doing and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. If you aren't making music, what are you doing?
Oh Lord. I really like ping pong. So
Ping pong.
yeah, ping pong's dope. So I'll be playing ping pong. I like to eat. Eating is good. What else? Netflix. I don't know, like the normal college stuff. So
And you're a full-time student as well.
yes, I'm full time. So I'll be in my dorm, just chilling. Honestly, if I'm not like practicing, like if I'm not producing, then I'm practicing. If I'm not practicing, then I'm trying to get some rest because sleep deprivation is real. So.
And lastly, where can people go to check your music out?
I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, and SoundCloud and whatnot under Abram Shaffer.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, that is all the time we have today. This has been Northwest Sessions on KNWT Channel 8 and KZLX LP Maryville. Thanks to our video and audio crew led by our producer Craig Richard. I'm your host, Mary Grace, and thanks for tuning in.
I'm so reborn. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Ain't no stress on me, Lord. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. I'm so reborn. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Ain't no stress on me, Lord. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. I'm so reborn. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Ain't no stress on me, Lord. I'm so reborn. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. I'm so reborn.
If you want joy, if you want sunshine, it is before you abundantly in nature. I made a selection of sunshine, the beautiful sunshine. I made a selection to laugh with the moon, to laugh with the stars, and sing with the birds of the forest and of the wilderness. To join in the rhythmic music of the winds that sing from east to west and from north to south. We must acquire the higher knowledge of life.
Guess what, baby? I feel